Guys, today we are going to start with the JavaScript basics. So before JavaScript basics, we know the web development. It only involves lot of HTML, CSS and JavaScript code only. And today, at this point also, what the website you are seeing, on the what platform you are seeing it, it probably made up of HTML, CSS and JavaScript only. But you can say we are writing the code in React TypeScript, but ultimately it compiled down to the HTML, CSS, JavaScript that runs on our browser. Our browser does not understand the Node.js or any other framework like Next.js or React.js. Some facts related to it. Yep, the React.js and Next.js are framework. They help us to write the code more better, but our browser doesn't understand the React and Next.js. Our browser understand only HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Can you write the any other language in our browser? No, but yes. We can't directly write the C++, Rust, Go, Golang, any language in our browser, but using the WebAssembly, we can write it, but it is way more complex kind of stuffs. So before we proceed, I think we should have an Replit account or install the Node.js locally to practice this JavaScript. Or another thing you can do it directly click on the F12 or right click, go on the inspect, and we can practice here also directly on the console. Cun console dot log hello. So we can also, as we can see, we can also practice here if you don't have Replit account or Node.js. So make sure, let's go together. Next, properties of JavaScript. So what are the properties of JavaScript? Any language have their set of properties, and that's why they are unique and different from each other. Like Python for easiness and many other properties. Same for C++, Rust, Golang, all have their own set of properties. The programmer who made them, they kindly set up few properties they want to go with or anything they want to have. Yep. So according to them, we can have different properties. So here are the few properties of JavaScript. Interpreted means first compare with the C++. What C++ do? If you write a basic code in C++, it will convert that code into the binary and then run on your machine. Example, let's see here. I will close it. Let's create new file test.cpp and let's run it. I think I should create a new folder. It will be more better. So let's write a basic code in CPP. So yes guys, once we run the CPP code means C++ code, so what it will do? It will create an exe file for it. Here it is. And after that, this exe file, this binary code has been generated. Next time it will only execute this binary file. So it is very much fast. What happens to JavaScript? It executes everything line by line. If I had written 5 lines and bug on 3 lines, so it will execute first 2 lines properly, and then it can run. Then it will stop for the third line, and it will not execute further. So here are some benefits of using JavaScript and some downsides. First, one step is always less. C++ code to binary. Even though it is written in the upsides, but it is kind of feature. That's why we introduced the TypeScript, where we introduced more strictness, where TypeScript converted into JavaScript, like the C++ in binary, and then it runs on our browser. So we later introduced the TypeScript here for increasing one step because it's an kind of beneficial for us. It reduces the performance overhead and reduce the runtime error. While these can occur in JavaScript, what do you mean by dynamically typed? Variables in JavaScript are not bound to any specific data types. Types are determined at the runtime and they can change as the program executes. For example, in C++, as if we have been learned, int a equal to 1. The type here it is integer. We can't convert it into the number, string, or boolean. We can't change the data type. But while in the case of JavaScript, we can change. Started with the simple variable as the integer, but here I have used as a string, then later as a boolean. So we can change here in the JavaScript. Let's test it. Uh, if I copy this and open the Replit my account while running, let's see it give any kind of error or not. So it's returns true, the latest value. It doesn't give any kind of error, even though I have converted from string to boolean. Sorry, integer to boolean. No error here. It is single threaded. Another feature is if I write C++ codes, it will consume my all of the codes. Means in my CPU while buying VC, it 4 core, 8 core, dual core. So there are CPU cores. If I write C++ or Rust program, it may consume my full CPU utilization. But in JavaScript, even though I have written very complex logic, it will consume only one of my CPU, not rest of all my other CPU. Garbage collection. Garbage collection can be vary from language to language. Like in C++, we have to do our manually, but in Java, it happens automatically. Here, in the similarly in the JavaScript, it also manage automatically. We do not have to do. Means what? It means JavaScript. Everything first load in our RAM and then runs it. So we have to deallocate or allocate some memory spaces to them for properly functioning and running. While in case of JavaScript, it handles it automatically, so we do not have to write something again and again. So it is some kind of good thing. Conclusion: is JavaScript a good language or bad? Uh, we can say it both. It's a bigger beginner friendly, but not so we can trust it blindly. If we want to build a website very fast, we don't care about production or fast how quick the response hit or bugs, basic errors, we can good to go with the JavaScript. But if we want more strictness, we introduce TypeScript. So, yep, JavaScript is good, but not strict. So let's see the different syntax of the JavaScript. Variables. The variables used to store the data in JavaScript, like name, const, variable. Uh, we generally don't use the var because it's the older way to declare the variables and have lots of problem like function scope. Uh, we use the let and const. Let's see what are their functionalities here. So let me remove this comment and run it. Okay. So what's the error we found? Localhost age. So age is 30. It is printed successfully. No error. We can see here. Data types. So what the types of data we can store here? We can store here number, string, boolean, array, objects means we can create our own data types too. Operators. Operators means plus, minus, multiply, divide, or different things like arithmetic operators, comparison operators, logical operators. We will do the further question answer related to this operator in further hour of lecture. Let's see types of functions. We can create here functions means it is kind of worker. If I create something once and I can use it again and again. Let's see with this example. Okay, so here I had created my function grid. and always returning hello plus name. So once I call my function again here and pass anything, I do not have to write this return hello name again and again. Let's see how it works. Okay, it's running. Oh, I have to console its output. Hmm. So here, hello John. If I change John to Rolly, what will be the output? What do you think? Yep, Rolly. So I haven't written this thing again and again. Even I can use it. And that's why we create functions, kind of doing the repetitive things again and again. Here are two assignments. Let's see what are they. Write a function for the sum that finds the sum of two number. Yep. We can also, here we are passing one thing. We can pass here two things like, let's write sum a comma b return a plus. Let's use our function. We have created 4 comma 5 and we will just have to run from here. Run. So what's our output? 9. If I change this to 40, 400. If I run it again, what my answer? 4 not 5. So once I had created, I should not, I can use it again and again. Another assignment, let's see what it is. Write a function who can vote of age greater than 18. Function age. Function can vote. Here we will take input age. If age is greater than 18, console.log yes can vote, else no, can't vote. So let's try it our new function can vote. I will pass here 67. So can it vote? What guys you think? Yes, it can vote. If I pass here 6, what will happen now? No, can't vote. It can't vote now. So the simple are pretty good thing, amazing, and it is almost in every language we see. If else, these are conditional statements. If this condition occurs, so execute this. If this condition not occurs, so execute this. Like of this, we have been used in our function here also. If age is greater than 18, yes. If not, then this. So already it is pretty simple. Conditional statements, loops. The things we want to do repeat and repeat again and again. There are two types of loop in JavaScript. First is for loop, another is while loop. So we use the for loop for the condition where we know when it will be terminated. Let's see for let a equal to 10, a should be greater than 0, a minus minus console.log a. If I run this code, it will print from 10 to 1. I can also do console log 10, console log 9, console log 8. But instead of that, I can directly use this loop and it will do the work for me. Let's go to the next topic, objects. So it's pretty good topic. We can see there are different type of data types we have like string, integer, boolean, and many more. But we can also make our own data types by combining two, three different data types in a single component. Let's see how we can use it and even with the examples. So here is the basic object. Object. So here we have the user. We can directly even write here like this. If I run this, what will happen? Yep, there is no error. I can create it like this. If I write console, if I want to print my age, so what I will write? Console.log user dot age. I can write this way. So I can access my age. Even I can write in this way too. Age. This will also work. Uh, it feels we should write it in this. Yep, it works. So we can see here pretty different ways to access it. So can I create more complex object? Yes, you can have more complex object. Even we can have the array like cities. Cities. I have right here Pune, Mumbai, New York, San Francisco. Yep. I can access these cities too. Like if I print here user dot cities and I will run it. So I can get all the list of my cities. If I print cities of 0 means cities at 0 location, I can get Pune. Okay, so pretty awesome. Let's see what are the assignments here. Write a function that takes the user as a input and greets with their name and age. So we have to create a user uh, and we will pass the input to it function. Function greet, pass here user details. We will here return user dot name. Yes, each hello. So let's use our function. Here we are passing our user and let's console our answer. Okay, okay, here we got some space. We can do this way also or other way. Satyam 21, hello. Yep, kind of it works. Write a function that takes new object as the name, age, gender. Same thing, we can do it again. User, they are legal to vote or not. So pretty simple and easy to use. We can use the arrays as a object. It's also a pretty awesome stuff. Let's see how it works. Oh shit, is my agent it working? How I can stop it? Hmm. So, okay, guys, we can create the arrays of object. We can have the objects in which we can have a array in which we can have objects. So it can go on like this and like this. So that's it for today. So here we have learned once again. Let's conclude it. What we learn here about the basics of JavaScript and its frameworks. There are mainly many more frameworks, but more popular are React and TypeScript. React and Next.js. We have learned the basic syntax of the JavaScript and how we can use it to write the basic programs. Thank you.